Okay, guys, so once again, we're going to be looking at album covers and what they actually mean. So we start off with Caesar, and it seems as if it's an innocent album cover. She's by the sea and stuff like that, but it has a deeper meaning. The reason why she's by the sea is because that's where she comes from. She's a hybrid. Her parents are actually mermaids. Her real parents, her spiritual parents, are mermaids who have sent her on an assignment here on earth to be famous and to mislead people through her music and through her imagery, to be lustful and to be whores and to just be, women who do not want to submit to men. And we see that on her sleeve there's SOS, save our souls. Who is the only person that can save our souls? It is Jesus Christ. So the fact that she's not a Christian, who is she referring to? She's referring to Satan. That's why you see the SOS on the sleeve, and then there's a big S on the back. Save our souls, Satan. Okay, so she's referring to Satan, and that's where she's at home. She's basically trying to show us that, guys, I come from the water kingdom and I'm proud of it because I am famous and I'm big and I'm this and that. But guess what? Her time will come. Even these artists that do the most for Satan will be tortured and will be sent to the hell, to the lake of fire in the end. And trust me when I tell you that they themselves will regret working for Satan for all these years. So this album cover is basically representing the place where she comes from. Remember in the Bible, the pigs, when the demons went into the pigs went over the mountain and they went into the sea. Why? Because the demons live in the sea, some of them. And then we have another artist who also comes from the sea, and that is Georgia Smith. We see that she showcasing the all-seeing eye, and we see the blue, dark blue background, not dark blue, but like blue background in the back. Why? Because once again, she comes from the sea, and the common theme about these ladies, they promote sexual immorality. They promote the Jezebel spirit, and most of their songs are usually about sex and not needing a man and stuff like that. Why? Because they always want to go against the structure of Jesus Christ. Remember, it is God in man, man in woman, woman in children. So they want to be above man, or they want to be as equal as man. And we see that when men allow women to drive, the women will usually make the man to fall. We see that even in the Garden of Eden, when Adam allowed Eve to convince him to do something, he gave in, and then they both of them fell. Even though Adam was keeping to the laws and commandments of God, Eve is the one that deceived Adam to fall. So that's why these women, they are put in place to encourage young women to say, I don't need a man, man and ish, da 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 da. And the music is basically just music about sex and coming over to have a one night stand and stuff. They never ever promote anything good. Lost and found. I was lost and now I'm found. Well, she's not referring to Jesus Christ. So the fact that she's not even a true Christian means that she's still lost, but she's perverting the truth, because they're all lies. And then we have an artist from the Astro Kingdom, and this is what I want you to guys note. The Caesar and Georgia Smith, they are coming from the water kingdom. They are children of mermaids. These ones are children of aliens. They come from the astro kingdom, and we see that even the the album cover here, it shows that you get that daft punk type of imagery. That galaxy Star Wars type of vibe. It's because they come from the astro kingdom, and they make different music. The water kingdom women, they make music that has a lot of drums. Why? Because the water kingdom demons usually operate around the Caribbean and African countries. That's why you get a lot of drums, and like Brazil, there's a lot of drums. And then these ones, it's all about frequencies and energies and manifesting and star signs and stuff. They are different, but they all work for Satan. And we see that at the top of her head, we see a butterfly. Why? Because it represents MK Ultra, meaning that she went through a lot of torture, and the elites, they opened up boxes in her mind, and the demons are dwelling there. So when they want the quiet Willow Smith to come out, they summon up the demon to play the part. When they want the wild Georgia Smith to come up, they summon. So she has legions and legions of demons in her, And the butterfly is an indication that this one we have tortured, we have trained, and she's good to go. That's why it's very rare to see this type of artists being cancelled completely, because when they try to rebel, they just switch a button in their head and they come back. Same thing applies to like Kanye West. He went fully into Jesus Christ, but guess what? He didn't want to leave the industry. He wanted to stay friends with Ty Dolla Signs and all of the Satanists, and guess what? They just pressed the button and he went back into Satanism. Why? Because when you don't give your life yourself over to Jesus Christ fully, the MK Ultra will never stop. It will always work because you haven't given your life over to Jesus Christ. And once again, we see Solange. Once again, you see those butterfly looking things, and once again that means she went through the MK Ultra, meaning that she was tortured as a kid and she went through a lot of trauma, and her mind opened up boxes and demons went in and took position. And now she's easy to control. You can just chant a certain like curse or saying, and then she'll instantly like switch off, and you can rape her, you can do whatever with her, and that's why they put these people through MK Ultras, because they know that in order for them to not feel emotionally burdened by the things that they've done, because they do horrible things. They drink babies, like the blood of babies. They sacrifice family members. They sacrifice their friends. Um, it's very hard to do all of those things and then come back and have an interview and be all smiley and stuff. So they need demons. The elite know that we need to put demons into these people, so that when they're tired of having interviews, the demons can come up and be the ones that speak through them. That's why when you see artists like Katy Perry, she now doesn't have a lot of interviews because she cries. The real Katy Perry comes out and she cries. She regrets being a Satanist. But once they saw that they created a clone, and now the Katy Perry that you saw who went up in space, that's not the real Katy Perry. That's a clone. So these ones, they're not clone. They have clones, but these ones, they don't usually have to use the clones because they have been they have demons in them that they've set up, so they can just call up a demon to say, we need her to go partake in a ritual with P Diddy, and we don't want her to be emotional and to be this and that. So they just call out the demon, and the demon comes up and she acts normal. And then we also have Rihanna, who claimed herself that she's a Satanist, and she's very self-centered. She's a self-centered person. That's why she married ASAP Rocky. They are very self-centered. It's all about fashion. Look at me. And we see that when she before she even became famous, she used to be a prostitute in her country. I think Barbados, I don't know the country, but then she used to be a prostitute, and the music producers would go there and sleep with her, and eventually they saw, oh, she can actually sing and she's cute, let's bring her over to America, train her how to sing, and then she blew up. But then she started sleeping with like Jay-Z and all of those people, and Beyonce had to check her to say, yo, if you don't stop, I'll destroy you, because Beyonce has always been a head witch. That's why she killed Aaliyah, because Aaliyah was taking a spot and she used witchcraft against her. So Beyonce, like Rihanna, got the message, and she stepped down and she stopped releasing music unless Beyonce gave her the green light. That's why even when you see people receiving awards like Adele and all these other female artists, when they receive awards, they usually they it's like they're apologizing to Beyonce to say, we are sorry that you didn't get it, please don't bewitch us, in a way. So she's also a Satanist. Like Rihanna is a huge Satanist, and you always see this through her imagery. She's always naked. Why? Because the Jezebels in them, the Jezebel spirit knows that in order to mislead a lot of people, they have to promote nudity, because they know if she's naked, man will masturbate and lust over her, and then they'll die in those sins and go to hell. And then the last album cover is by Rihanna. Once again, we see a child there with blood. Why? Because they get their strength from drinking the blood of little babies, because little babies are pure. So when they drink that, they get to live more years, look younger. And basically, this is what she's showing, that she's proud of it. I'm sacrificing babies, because there's no need to post an image like this. What's the point? She's a young girl, or young, it looks like a girl. She doesn't even have a shirt on. Basically, she's showcasing that this is what we do in secret. We drink baby's blood, we kill them, we partake in a lot of rituals that we're not proud of. So if you guys were to actually see what your favorite artists and celebrities do in secret, you would not follow them anymore. That's why it's a tight secret what they do in those places. But guess what? The Lord knows, and their time will come. Their time will come. No one will live forever. Their time will come, and they will stand before God, and God will ask them, what did you do on earth with my son, Jesus Christ? Did you praise him? Did you follow him? Did you preach him? And they will cry and say, no, but I gave to a foundation, I gave to charity. And God will say, I depart from me, you worker of iniquity, I never knew you. So do not follow these people, because they are leading you to hell. Once again, you see, the child is blind. So if you follow them blindly, you are also going to end up in hell. Stay in Jesus Christ. Do not be deceived. Jesus Christ is Lord.